My Post-it note. Don't worry about me. All right, so we're calling to order somewhere, and we're going to do roll call, right?
I guess.
Michelle?
Trustee Tarpley,
I'm here.
Trustee Henderson,
Here.
Trustee Brady,
Here.
Trustee Pinkerton,
Here.
Trustee Wood,
Here.
Trustee Glendenning,
Here.
and President Walden.
Here.
And Brandon Wood, sir, do you want to lead us in the pledge?
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Do we have an invocation, Michelle?
Pastor Dane.
Oh, it's via Zoom.
Can you hear me okay?
We can, sir. Thank you for being here via Zoom.
Your audio is very light on my end, so I'm glad I spoke at the correct time. It's an honor to be with you tonight. One of my daughters will be having her first year at BBC starting this fall, so I'm excited to have her at BBC just in a few months. But thank you for the honor of leading the invocation. If you'd bow your heads and close your eyes with me, I'll lead us in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we do thank you for this evening. We thank you, Lord, for the gift of leadership. It is a great honor and privilege to be able to lead, especially, Lord, when we're in a position of servant leadership. I pray, oh God, that we would not lead, Lord, with any inflated notion of our own egos. Lord, I just pray that we would truly have a heart to serve. Lord, we pray that our leadership would just come from that motive. We want to be a blessing to the students and faculty at BBC. Lord, we want to be a blessing to our community. And so, Lord, I just pray that we would have that deep, noble motive, Lord, as we serve and lead tonight. Father, I just pray that you would be with each of the board members. Lord, give them wisdom, give them unity in their decision making. Lord, not uniformity, but unity as they move forward with their decisions. And Lord, we just thank you once again for giving us opportunities to be a blessing in our community and to be a blessing to the college. And it's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. That's beautiful. All right. Okay, for closed session report out, there's no reportable action. We began closed session approximately 5:03-ish, and we closed at approximately 6:02 p.m. Thank you. Okay, are there any deleted or corrected items on the agenda?
No.
Woo, all right.
Whoa. That was a positive.
I know, and I gave a little cheer. So public comments relate. Can everybody else see the blue, or is it just me? Okay. Public comments related to non-agendized items. We do have one. Correct? Only the one? Nothing else? Okay. And do we take those now? So I have to read a little thing before I call you up. We're just going to say that at this time, the Board of Trustees will listen to communication from the public on non-agendized items pertaining to college business. Each speaker is limited to one presentation per meeting on non-agendized matters. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes per individual and a total of 15 minutes per topic. Speakers will be timed electronically, and all speakers will be called to approach the microphone at the appropriate time to speak. Only those who have been recognized by the board president will be permitted to speak. State law prohibits the board from addressing any issues that are not included on the agenda, and that is Board Policy 2350. So at this time, I'm going to ask Erica McRae to come up to the microphone. Thank you.
Man, as soon as it's time for me to speak, my heart starts pounding. My name's Erica McRae. I'm a student here at BBC, currently in construction technology. Formerly a psych student. Recently decided my career path. I was recently in a political science class, learning all about how to fight for truth and justice. I saw none, it discouraged me, I quit the class. While I was in that class, I was also in my first woodworking class. I decided, with all my heart and passion to stand and say I'm not wearing a mask because it violates my beliefs. I was escorted off the campus by campus police. And then I've rethought my method and decided there's a better way to fight for my beliefs than just standing up and being insubordinate. So I've prayed about it and decided I'm also helping to fight for mandates at the Asbury Unified School District level with other like-minded patriots. And it's important to me here because I attend here. I have a problem with the masks. I understand from people that I've spoken to that it's not a decision alone by the college itself here, but it's a collective decision by the junior colleges in California, to my understanding. But there's currently a convoy across the United States that's forming. I don't know if you guys are aware of the Freedom Convoy in Canada, with all the truckers striking, demanding the mandates be dropped. There's also a convoy across America that's formulating that'll begin the 12th, and we'll see the same thing here on our level. For me, my convoy starts here. The masks are absurd. I don't agree with them. I should have been exempted. I was told that I can ask for an exemption through Access, of which I am a member right now for other disabilities. And they sent me elsewhere, which sent me elsewhere, and I was in a circle and realized I couldn't get an exemption. I have asthma and I have trouble breathing. A few weeks back, just a little over 3 weeks ago, I had COVID, and it exacerbated my breathing even worse. So now it's even harder for me to breathe with the mask. And when you're wearing a mask and you're wearing your goggles and you're operating power tools, it makes it unsafe. When they clog up your goggles, you can't see what you're doing, which makes it even worse. So if not right here, I was told yesterday by another teacher who saw my ad pleading for people to support me here tonight that I might as well give up because nothing's gonna change. I can't do anything. The school's not gonna listen to me. They don't have a choice. But the thing is that we all have choices. And we can either choose to comply and go along with the rest of the sheep, or we could say no. It doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of very educated people here, including the board members, and we have been taught to not make educated decisions, but to follow the norm, and the norm today is idiocity. These masks don't work. The CDC says they don't work. We should be wearing N95 masks if we want any type of protection from COVID-19. These are just the thing that we need to comply to have the incentive of the money that's been given to the college. And I just want to say, if not here today, who will support me to help drop these mask mandates so that we can breathe appropriately?
Unfortunately,
Thank
your
you.
time is up. Thank you. Okay, so I believe now we are on progress of board goals. Thank you, Michelle. I heart you. And I have it here somewhere on all these papers. Hold, please. No? Hold, please. Hold, please. I lost it. Yes, please. I lost one. Thank you. You're awesome. Oh, it's right in front of my face. Don't worry about me. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're gonna be fine.
Trustees Wood, you and Henderson.
Can I get a volunteer for the trustee goals? Do you want to start?
The what?
The
Yeah, I'll do
trustee
it, I'll
goal
do it.
report. So
Yeah.
you are goal 5.
Goal 5, adopt and support the Caring Campus Initiative. Agenda item tonight. One of the items on the agenda tonight is approving the expense to provide food for the November Veterans Day event. This event, which took place at the Veterans Resource Center, supported the Caring Campus Initiative by recognizing and celebrating our veteran students. And that's it.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Wood, would you like to follow that act up?
Call my dad and let him know that you'd like for him to give a report.
I'm sorry. Yes, call your dad.
I
I know.
Right, there you go, you're next. She's coming for you next.
They're
All
trying
right,
to take
so,
you away.
So my goal is the successful and safe reopening, and I'm happy to report that between 2/16/21 and 2/14/22, we are up 8.8% in enrollment.
That's good.
So
Hallelujah.
we are definitely trending up slowly. That 8.8 is a pretty big number, though, when we're dealing with the kind of
That's
numbers that we've got.
fantastic.
So, good job to Dan and everybody else, and the trickle down from the whole front row here, because I know it's not just the people in this room, it's all the trickle down from every one of you are having an impact for that. So, to every person who's working for everybody here in our front row, please pass along the thanks for all their hard work to make that happen. It's looking good.
Thank
I think
you.
it's not getting any better than that, so I'll just stop right there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm the final report out because we're not sick of this voice yet. My goal is number 2, and it is to increase student access, success, and completion. There are several agenda items this week, not this week, oh my gosh, this month and every month that correlate to this goal. I will just highlight a few. Apple Valley Unified School District for ESL, that is item 817, 836, contract ed, community health worker apprenticeship. 16.1, the amendment, contract ed, San Bernardino County probation. So there are several things that we're doing to, as a college, I'm sure you guys know more than I, that is to increase student access, success, and completion. And I just want to give kudos to the entire college. You're doing a fabulous job. Thank you. So now we're going to move on to the superintendent. Can't see.
That'd be me.
Superintendent, that guy. President report.
So I'm
So
going to
fun.
move my own agenda around and ask the foundation to come tonight because they have a very special presentation and guest here this evening, and we want to honor them right up front.
I like it.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan, for being flexible on your agenda. Good evening, Board of Trustees, Superintendent President, Student Trustee Glendinning. It's nice to see you all. A quick scholarship update. We have completed close to 400 applications in our system, and our drive has only been open 3 weeks.
Wow.
That is, since I've been here, the most progress that we've had in a short amount of time. It's wonderful. Secondly, our Hall of Fame awards. That's our Hall of Fame and Alumni Distinguished Service Awards. They will be held on April 23rd at the Hilton Garden Inn. Yay, very excited. Yes, back in person. And we are incorporating VVC's 60th anniversary with that, and our theme will be Diamonds Are Forever. And I certainly hope you will all be attending and joining us.
Absolutely.
All right, and now, so speaking of alumni, just a quick segue, do we have any alumni here with us tonight? Woo! Oh, Miranda, I remember you. Come on up here for a second. You used to stop by our office all the time. Come on up. So nice to see you. Hi. So I think it was my first year here that you were always peeking in and saying, is there anything you need at all? Do you need help with anything? And you were always so gracious and kind. So would you mind just sharing, and sorry I'm going off topic, just sharing how VVC has helped you get where you are today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Please.
Do you have a timer or? I don't know if you guys have time to. Y'all are great. Victor Valley College has been, it changed me fundamentally. I've been associated with Victor Valley College for a very long time. I returned to school in 2015, and everything has just been so lovely. The community, the opportunity that Victor Valley College has provided, it's a catalyst not only for people like myself, but for the entire community. This is really the locus of change and of gosh, it's a catalyst for just the general improvement. And you can see that in people's everyday lives as they come here. Victor Valley College is, sorry, I don't know, you put me on the spot here. But no, this really is the locus of change, in the entire high desert and in the desert. And so, great job, you guys.
Thank you. And I put her on the spot, so thank you. Locust of change. I love it. Stay up here. So speaking of alumni, it is actually my pleasure to announce that you have been selected as our Young Alumni Hall awardee, and you will be recognized with the award.
Hold all of this.
Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. You can't, I've lived here for my entire life. And this is, thank you so much. Victor Valley College is I was just thinking how great it is to be back on campus. And it is just such a,
You've never been without words?
it's a loss for her. A loss for, yeah, this was a big surprise. And I'm going to go make some fun voices with these things. Thank you so much.
Thank you for letting me share the podium with
Thank you
our,
for sharing that
awardee.
with us.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
And that concludes my report.
Very good, thank you. So when the board met last summer to establish its goals for the 22-23 year, one of the main things that they wanted us to know was they wanted to hear more on a regular basis about the progress the college was making toward the implementation of the Educational Master Plan. So we've made several adjustments. One of those has been that when one of the management team comes every month, they speak about what they're doing in their area in regard to Educational Master Plan. But that's a 3-minute report. Tonight, and then also on top of that, we ask each division of the college, IT, it's easier for me to talk about the vice president because I might not remember all the divisions. So you already heard from your guest from IT, who, by the way, had a new baby girl last night.
Aww.
And of course, he's off for 6 weeks helping mama and spending time with the baby, so we'll see him in a couple of months. Then Karen Ingleson, who will be reporting, I think, in April, is it April or March? Do you remember your month? And so she will report on her whole division. Art will do his soon. And we've already heard from Todd Scott. And I don't know if there's been anyone else, but tonight we're going to hear from our wonderful, hardworking, respectable Human Resources Division being led by Vice President Monica Martinez. So here they go. I told them we have to behave tonight because we have Human Resources at the whole office almost.
I know. All right.
That's the end.
What?
Ready? Okay. Good evening, Board of Trustees, student trustee, Glenn Denning, Dr. Walden, and members of the BBC community. My name is Monica Martinez. I'm the Vice President of Human Resources, and tonight I'm joined by members of our HR team. Let me see if I can do this. Violet Topete, Executive Administrative Assistant. Jerry K. Falkowski, Senior HR Analyst. Magdalene Chavez, HR Technician. Amy Norris, HR Specialist. Bertha Montez, Office Assistant. And Evelyn Hasso, Office Assistant. I'd also like to acknowledge 2 team members that could not make it tonight but contributed to our presentation, and those are Nani Compton and Rocio Chavez. They're both senior HR analysts. So tonight we're going to talk about some work we've been doing in relation to the Educational Master Plan. While there are many strategies of the plan that HR is involved in supporting, much of these activities are tied to labor negotiations and the implementation of colleague SAS. Tonight we're going to talk about the Caring Campus Initiative, which, given the current times when we are all experiencing anxiety, loss, and constant change due to COVID, I think taking time to focus on caring is both timely and timeless. So, as you know, Caring Campus's purpose is to create a college environment that increases students' sense of connectedness and belonging, and in turn, completion of each student's education goals. Employees can contribute considerably to enhancing student connectedness, thereby increasing the likelihood students will attain their educational goals. It is the responsibility of human resources to introduce the concept of Caring Campus to all job applicants and new hires and reinforce this core concept throughout their careers with BBC. From this work, faculty and staff become more engaged in the development and implementation of campus-wide student support networks and have a clear understanding of their individual and important role in ensuring the success of this work. Caring Campus also supports BBC's equity efforts by creating campuses where all students feel connected and cared for. The core of this work is understanding students' perspectives when interacting with them in the classroom, in an office, or anywhere on campus. Caring Campus also extends to employees, visitors, and community members. It is the cornerstone of the 5-star experience we want to create for our students and one another. Next, each HR team member will highlight the work we have done to institutionalize Caring Campus. Specifically, we will be discussing job descriptions, recruitment, onboarding, performance evaluation and professional development, and the student worker experience. When you consider we are up to now 87 recruitments this year, that's 87 new employees, 87 opportunities to introduce and model Caring Campus. HR is where it starts.
Thank you, Monica. Good evening, everybody. So for job descriptions, HR starts Caring Campus with creating and negotiating the job descriptions that are the cornerstone of the services the Board of Trustees elects the district shall provide as designated under the Education Code. Job descriptions are the foundation for all of the work performed on the campus. They are the base for all accomplishments, data, achievements made by faculty, staff, and students alike. In HR, we have begun the work of incorporating the culture of Caring Campus into this foundation. HR is where it starts.
As a part of the recent class and comp study, we were working diligently to incorporate global statements for all new and revised job descriptions to ensure that all job descriptions list as part of the required knowledge, skills, and ability statements to demonstrate and practice care, respect, patience, and equity in all interactions with other people, whether they are part of the community we serve or the VVC family. An example of those statements is works productively and cooperatively with others by demonstrating respect, patience, and equitable treatment of all internal and external customers. HR is where it starts.
Hello. I'm shorter than them. So I'm going to be speaking on our recruitment. The next step of cultivating a caring campus comes in the form of recruitment. Talent selection is not only a stringently regulated process requiring knowledge, sensitivity, and savvy to conduct, it is vital to any institution's success. Our goal is to recruit, hire, and retain qualified individuals who are representatives of our community and student population while creating a caring campus culture. HR has been working towards recruiting faculty and staff to build an environment that will construct longevity. It is important to us that we recruit faculty and staff who would like to build and grow into their careers with us and become a part of the VVC family. HR not only navigates the process with poise, but we are also propelling it to excellence with this intense focus on culture cultivation. Every step of the process has been designed to signal any potential candidate that we value care, kindness, and courtesy as an institution. Anyone that applies will know we value caring, kindness, respect, and equity. We have incorporated these values into our job applications and each step of the interview and selection process. From the start of the recruitment process, we have added a question to all of the job applications, such as, if you are selected for this position, how would you show students you care about them? Our interview committees set the design of the interview questions that represents a caring campus. There is also a question about their experience and interactions in working with diverse groups of people. We want to know that candidates will show students that they care, because HR is where it starts.
Good evening. I'm going to talk about onboarding. So once a new employee is selected, the onboarding process begins. Each and every team member in HR not only introduces the values of Caring Campus through our conversations and the information in our onboarding portals, but we exude and exemplify those values on an individual level. We are respectful, knowledgeable, and accessible. Our onboarding process includes access to portals that house information a new employee would need to rely on for initial integration into the VVC workforce, including links on the Caring Campus initiative. And we aren't stopping there. We're working to make improvements in our integration process. We are expanding our onboarding module and adding Zoom meetings for a personal touch. We're also developing a 12-month orientation project that will function with cohorts that will help provide regular check-ins with new hires and bring the new hire process full circle. We are making it more engaging, more personable, and more memorable. We are striving to epitomize what we conceptualize. HR is where it starts.
I'll be speaking on performance, evaluations, and professional development. As someone joins the VVC workforce, we offer training on Caring Campus strategies. We are working with our labor groups to incorporate Caring Campus into employee performance evaluations. We have also negotiated MOUs with our faculty groups to train faculty in the principles of Caring Campus. We have enlisted surveys and data gathering tools to identify areas for improvement. We're not just asking, we're listening. As a classified employee, I attended the classified retreat last summer in August. The topic for the retreat was mental health and wellness and the VAR technique, and how we as staff can utilize it to help support and engage with our students. This acronym stands for validate. We need to validate their feelings. A for appreciate. Appreciate their courage to come out and speak about it. R for refer. refer them to additional skills and support. All of these efforts serve to both reinforce and improve our performance in practicing the tenets of a caring campus, because HR is where it starts.
Student experience. Our caring and experienced HR team carry these actions and principles over to our student workers, for whom Victor Valley College may well be their first introduction to employment. We in HR care and understand how overwhelming this experience can be, so we guide them step by step through the hiring process, from the beginning to the online application, to the Zoom meeting, which Bertha does really well, where each form is explained and as they fill them out to complete the onboarding process. We are now implementing a survey to get each student's feedback regarding their experience with the hiring process. The data gathered from this survey will be an essential tool to improving the process. We in HR are here to help with whatever needed for the student to have a positive and knowledgeable first hire experience. As students work and learn here at Victor Valley College, we hope the care and consideration they experience will stay with them as they move forward in their educational goals and lives. HR is where it starts.
So what you've heard tonight is just the beginning. I want to say publicly thank you to this awesome team. We're a mighty team of 8, and like I said, 87 recruitments, COVID, you name it. Everything's thrown at us, but we manage and we excel. So our next project is going to be looking at our employee exit process. And so the same type of thing, we're going to see where we can add questions about Caring Campus to see if employees leaving, if we can gauge if they understood or can describe it at least, and then also did they experience it while they were here. And so Caring Campus is something that we focused on. We have, I think, monthly staff meetings. We try to do it monthly. But when we looked at the educational master plan, sometimes it can be overwhelming because a lot of the stuff is connected to, like I said, negotiations or the implementation of a better system of records so that we can have data. But we all agree that Caring Campus, this is something that we can start working on immediately in HR. And it really aligns with the core values of HR, which we are support to the campus. And so I'm really proud of this team. We came up with some ideas, and again, there's small tweaks, but I think when you look at how many people we're hiring and bringing on board, the impact is exponential. So thank you, and take questions if you have any. Oh, our tagline.
Monica.
We're supposed to say HR is where it starts one more time.
I've just got a question.
We're not just any department. HR is where it starts.
I mean, it's a great slogan. I mean, it looks like you need a male on your team. I mean, where...
Are you volunteering?
Yeah. Well, no, but you know what?
We got projects for you.
Yeah. I think, we talk about the Caring Campus, but you're absolutely right where it starts. Right. And I think that it's easy to talk about something. I was, and you've heard this before, I was a bad kid, so my dad always taught me that actions speak louder than words. And this is where actions speak louder than words. So when it starts in your office and it permeates through everybody else, and it takes one person at a time, and you touch that, I really commend you. I mean, I could feel I could feel that you're all working together, and I've been here long enough where I know that hasn't always been the case over that part of the world. So I really do compliment you. I compliment you on your leadership, and you obviously have a great team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My wife is an HR director. She's a woman. My mother was a woman, and I'm afraid of women. But
Monica, what I didn't tell you is I have my HR degree from Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo.
What I was going to say is...
I mean, you have to go through the process, Joe.
So, you're an HR lady, too.
I am an HR lady, too.
See, men are not tough enough to do this, so we're going to let the women do it. That was an interesting observation, by the way. It was all women. I had my last job, I was the vice president, and I had 8 deans, and they were all women. So that was
Congratulations.
they're,
You survived.
they're taking over the world.
You better believe it. Yes, my
telling you.
ladies.
So, okay. All right, so let's see. Where are we going next? You want to report on ASB goals tonight? Yeah. All right.
All right, so I have a little bit of an update for Goal 1, which is our Strategic Enrollment Management Plan. It's to support the Strategic Enrollment Plan and ask for additional counselors to help with the registration process. ASB would like to thank President Dr. Walden and the Academic Senate for supporting this goal and hiring additional counselors. For goal number 4, expanding tutoring. This is to expand tutoring to increase academic success. ASB to partner with Elizabeth Duarte, who was promoted, and to promote tutoring services through activities and events like Club Rush and the Welcome Back Scavenger Hunt. These events are to promote student awareness. We do have Club Rush that's going to be held on February 22nd and 23rd, and the Scavenger Hunt event that's going to be happening March 1st and 2nd. Goal number 6 was the Basic Needs Center, to create a basic needs center to assist students with needs of clothing, hygiene products, and other essentials. ASB has met with Amber Allen and will continue to support and help create awareness of the resources offered on campus by handing out flyers and when students come to collect their ASB cards. We are going to highlight resources through events and activities like the Welcome Back Scavenger Hunt. Additionally, ASB plans to promote the awareness of the food pantry and basic needs survey that was sent to students' emails and encourage them to complete it. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions for our wonderful president? She keeps me on my toes. I haven't had a student trustee do this like this. She actually wants to know all about the different items in the consent agenda, which you guys don't even ask about. So she's got your back, I'm telling you. I have to go in there prepared. I'm like calling people like, what is this about now? What was this? Why is this on the agenda? Thank you, Pamela. You're fantastic. All right, let's see. Next, John, we got a facilities report tonight.
We have Marika Erdely. She's the CEO of Green Economy, to present some ideas about how we can save energy on campus. She should be on this.
All right, Tim, is she in?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's hear from Marika.
Hello. All right. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
We hear you,
I'm going to
Marika.
share my screen.
Now we can see you.
Can you see me and can you hear me?
We can do both.
And can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. I'm Marika Erdely. I'm the founder and CEO of Green Economy. Green Economy is an energy and consulting company. We are located in Santa Monica. Green Economy is my second career. I was an accountant, controller, CFO for over 30 years. Heavily, basically very high integrity financial person. And I started my own company knowing that there were going to be energy disclosure laws. And I wanted to help with that part of compliance for buildings. And then it turned out that buildings it's all about money, and saving energy is also a financial issue. So it really just fit right into my wheelhouse. And I am a contractor. I have a license B and a C10, which is electrical and a general. And we do a lot of compliance reporting, which is benchmarking, Energy Star benchmarking, which tells you how efficient your building is. We do prepare energy audits, and also, since we're a contractor, we do the work. And uniquely, besides the fact that I'm a female, again, another woman in the team here.
I'm loving the vibe tonight.
Yeah. is that we like to measure and verify that the savings are actually happening. So it goes back to the benchmarking. So we are accountable for the projects we do. We are unique in that way. We don't just come in, do the work, leave, and you never hear from us again. We actually want to see the savings are happening. It's very important to us. And so what we did is I wanted to introduce my partner who came here. Hold on, let's see. Who's also with me. Here's my information. Chikizi Nwizi. Chikizi, if you wanted to say hello.
Hello, guys. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So Chikizi works for MCOR Mesa, MCOR Services Mesa Energy Systems, who already does some work on campus. He's one of the professional engineers that we work with who helps us audit the mechanical side of buildings. Green Economy really has a strong emphasis on lighting. We do a lot of lighting projects, so we're very knowledgeable in lighting, but we do need some professional assistance sometimes with the mechanical side of buildings. So Chikizi and I went out and walked the campus, met with Kevin Gee, spent a good long morning with us and with him and walked the campus and have some interesting thoughts on how we could help you save money. So I'm going to go through this presentation and feel free to, if you want to interrupt me and ask questions, feel free. So what I'm going to talk about is just a little bit about your college mission and the vision of BVC. You have a sustainability commitment that we would really like to bring current and help you really be outstanding in that area. We feel really strongly about that. We want to talk about the preliminary findings of what we saw when we walked the campus and what our proposed scope of work is and what that impact is going to be for you. So based on what's on your website, it's very clear that there is a very strong vision and mission to really do a great job in your community, and I love that. I have a stepson who's also in a community college, and I think it is really the bread and butter of getting kids out into the world with the education, and I feel very strongly in supporting that. The values, excellence, integrity, I feel very strongly about accessibility. It's great, diversity, collaboration, innovation. Those are all things we believe in as well. I think there's a really good tie-in. The notations on the website about the leadership that you had in sustainability are commendable. They're great. Talks about things happening in 2010. It's now 2022. We'd like to help you update that and really, really kind of make you an outstanding representation of what a community college can do from the sustainability world. So what did we find? Well, first off, you're spending, you're spending $1 million. Wait a minute, why is this not? Well, let me just bring it down here. $1 million, about $1 million in energy just for your electricity. You have 7 meters on campus. That's a lot. You have a lot of buildings. You have a lot of meters. You don't really know which buildings are consuming the most versus the other ones because it's just one big, you have this one big meter and then you have these other smaller meters. You have a lot of older technology, fluorescent lighting, thermostats could be helped. You really don't know what's going on with your solar PV systems. Here's an example of a bill. This is October 4th, 2021 to November 1. So not even the hot part of the year, and you're spending 60 grand. It's a lot of money. You have a peak of 1,162 kW. What does that mean? That means that at one point in time, everything is on and Edison picks that point and charges you because it's a 15-minute increment. We can bring that peak down. You will immediately save money. And then you're using a lot. You're using, in this period, 392 kWh. So that's over a period of time, how much you're using. So there's 2 parts to the bill. And what we're going to do is help you reduce both of those. Your peak, everything on at one time, and how much you have on during a given month. Now, your technology, there's a lot of things that we could do. You have fluorescent lighting throughout the campus. Oh my gosh, the LED lighting can save at least 50%, at least even more if you were to get fixtures that dimmed. But even if we just change the lamps out, it's easily more than 50%, more like 62%. Lighting controls, you have old switching, you have timers, old style lighting and irrigation. You have a lot of open lighting in your community area where all the kids are. You have all this great daylight coming in and you have all these lights. I mean, I'm like, why did this architect design it this way? Because you also had lights that were out. Hard to replace, right? The way this is, but you have all this open lighting, it's called daylighting. The lights shouldn't even be on. You don't even need them. The kids are down there having fun. You have all this brightness. You could have fixtures in there with sensors. They don't even come on till they need to come on. Saving money, saving that peak, saving time, the KWH, your thermostats. Now you do have a very fancy Climatech HVAC BMS, building management system, but it's only in parts of the campus. It's not all over. You have old thermostats. Look at these. These could be in museums. This is old stuff. This needs to be replaced. I know the Climatech, Kevin had told us that, I mean, it's cost prohibitive really to put Climatech related thermostats, functioning thermostats, but there are other solutions and we're gonna try one out in our proposal. A lot less expensive, but gives you that control that you can make sure things are off on the weekends if nobody's there, on holidays. You can do it all on a dashboard. Very great, like new technology. So what we're talking about right now is these, you have pneumatic controls. They could be upgraded. There's wireless thermostats with remote control and monitoring. And the thermostat that we're bringing up can actually be seen on the dashboard of the energy monitoring system that we are recommending. So it's all encompassing. Great control, even off the phone. Now your PV. Commend you on all your PV. Love it, love it. But what is it generating? Is it generating what it's supposed to be? What's really happening here? You don't really know. It's a big question. This, I love this soul focus. Unfortunately, it's a very complicated system with the maneuvering of it, needing the sun. And there was a lot of expense I saw that was put into updating it or fixing what you had and then putting in this new solar field, which at this point, I don't think you know what it's generating. The important thing in a lot of this is on the other systems, if you're reaching a warranty and if it's not producing, you could maybe get new parts for free, but you don't know because you don't know exactly how much it's generating. So we would help you understand that. So our objective is to help you understand what's going on, okay? What is happening at this point in time? The basic way, the standard is, it's called benchmarking, Energy Star benchmarking. It tells you how well you're performing in comparison to similar colleges, but it also gives you a usage number by usage by KBTU, which is a UK, a measure of energy, which is because you have gas that's in therms being used on campus, you have electricity, which is in KWH being used on campus. The software, when you benchmark, actually converts those two into KBTU, adds them together, divides it by the square footage, and you know how well you're performing by meter. We're gonna help you understand that. Yeah, it's complicated, but we bring it to a level where you can understand it. Lighting audit and proposal, I'm gonna talk about that. And then visibility and control, what you can do to actually see what's going on and how do you control it, reducing that KWH, understanding what's going on with your KWH, your KW peak, and time of use. Big deal in Edison territory. Oh my God, from 4 to 9 p.m. is the most expensive time of the day. Everybody, don't do your laundry in your dishwasher. Do it in the morning. It's gonna cost you the most. What do you have operating from 4 to 9? If there's nobody in those buildings, shut them off. It's going to save you a lot of money. Our benchmarking is also going to look at the historical energy metrics. What's been going on for the last several years? Are you getting worse? Are you getting better? Maybe you made some improvements. We would see those. Looking at it all and then incorporating the real-time energy monitoring as to what's happening right now in your building, what's on, we could tell you. So our first scope is the Energy Star benchmarking. It's looking at we would be getting at least 3 years of energy data. We're going to look at electric, gas, and water usage. We're going to set it into the Energy Star Portfolio Manager, which is the standard. And then we're going to graph it so you can actually understand what's going on and provide you recommendations based on the meters, prioritizing buildings based on what we learn about the buildings, and just providing recommendations for energy and water, because there's going to be some graphs, so we'll see it. Cost of that is $3,000. The scope of work number 2 is an interior and exterior lighting audit. It's going to be only in these buildings at this time, 10, 10A, 40, and 41. So we're going to document all existing lighting conditions. We're going to review the needs and goals with the site personnel and determine the appropriate lighting design based on budget, incentives, and we'll confirm the operating hours, the cost of energy, everything, the data and all the information we produce comes from real numbers. It's not a bunch of assumptions that don't make sense. It's numbers and information that we get from you. We're going to give you a written lighting proposal, and we'll consider any available lighting incentives. We do charge 30% to do on the incentive if there is one, because there's a lot of work to them and there are pre and post inspections. Cost of this audit will be $3,000. Now, the scope of work 3 is the energy monitoring system. Now, this is an excellent way to really understand what's going on now. How do I save money now? It's going to have a calendar. Actually, I'm going to let Shakizi take this over. Shakizi, do you mind?
No, absolutely. Thank you, Marika. So I think the key, as Marika said with this, is right now, we don't know where energy is going. Just imagine how many buildings you have on your campus. You know, your facilities guys are doing a very good job, but it's difficult for them to manage everything if they don't know where the problems are. They don't know where the issues are. So what the energy monitoring does is simply to track the actual energy usage at each transformer, each main point of connection for the buildings. That's really, really valuable, because then you can say, okay, for the library building, this is how much energy it's using, and this is when it used the energy. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, it was doing this. At 9 o'clock in the morning, it was doing that. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, this is how much it used. You can really begin to see, you know, what that should look like. So then you should understand, okay, if it's higher than it should be at midnight, then we ask the question, what's on at midnight? Then we can go into that building and look at those items and correct them. You know, right now, it's very difficult for your facilities managers to be able to understand that information, because they don't have the visibility. And without the visibility, it's nigh on impossible to manage it. So that's really the key thing that this will provide. Okay, so they'll be able to see, right, on a granular basis what those are. Now, obviously, your campus is massive. It's very large and very spread out. So for the scope we have right now, the intention is not to do all of it, but simply we've identified, working with your facilities guys, identified certain scope that we can handle in this phase. And those are the buildings that are shown in blue. So the central plant, which is where all your chilled water is generated, like your chilled water for cooling is generated. We're going to monitor that in detail so that you'll have a good understanding of the energy consumption for that space or for that building. And then the library, the student activity center, student services, counseling and admin, and then the automotive shed. Okay, so those buildings will focus on to identify, to track the energy usage there in real time and on an ongoing basis. Okay, and then as well, we're going to do the solar field. Now, the solar field is far more complex because it's remote, right? And given that it's remote, we also need to provide a means of communication to get the data from the solar field up, to where we can read it. And so that's all included in this as well. Okay, and so that's going to be like a cellular device, basically, multiple cellular devices to enable us to see every single part of that solar field individually, what are they producing. And that really gives us an ability to see in real time so that we don't go a month before we know that a certain panel is down or a certain transformer is down or a certain inverter is not giving the production, immediately drops below its baseline, that the system can send a notification to your facilities guys saying, hey, be aware, this should be producing X kilowatts. All of a sudden it's producing 10% below that or 20% or 30% below that. This is an anomaly. How can we fix it, right? So it has that level of intelligence. So these are the buildings that will get the monitoring plus the solar field. And then, as Marika mentioned earlier, you have a lot of smaller buildings that are not connected to the BMS. It would be cost prohibitive to connect them to your overall building management system, the Climatech system. And so what we're recommending is to simply replace those old thermostats with Wi-Fi thermostats, just like the one you see on the screen here. Very simple to use, very, very similar to what everybody's used to, except that these thermostats allow your facilities people to see all those thermostats online and in real time, okay? And that way they can push schedules to them. You just imagine right now for daylight savings time, your facilities department would have to go to every single individual thermostat and reprogram it. Just imagine, that is incredibly difficult for them to do, right? But this way they could simply push a button and push a schedule to all of them to say, okay, update the schedule to do this and start at this time, shut off at this time. You know, so it's very, very flexible, gives a lot of grades, you know, very, very, very helpful for them. So this is something that would definitely save you energy. Okay, Marika, next screen, please. So here we are just showing the hardware. So you can see how quite simple it is. On the left-hand side is what's called an E-gauge. It's the actual device, it will fit in the palm of your hand. It's the actual device that the energy monitors plug into. And you can see it has 30 channels. You can see the number 1 through 30. So it can pick up 30 different inputs. Okay, the items that look like, you know, little clamp-on donuts at the top of the image there, the top image, those are the things that go around the wire for the energy monitoring. And then the bottom is the enclosure we'll create, okay? And it's basically, we'll provide all this hardware, right? That's part of all this scope. We'll provide the communication, we'll provide the, you know, the monitors and everything, all comprehensive, and mount that in your electrical room. It will pick up the energy, you know, from all the electrical panels, and then display that, you know, for your facilities people to see. And again, anyone can get a login, anyone that you guys authorize with access. We will create logins for as many people as needed, you know, from your upper management, board, principal, anybody, down to the facilities managers and personnel. Next screen, Marika. Okay, and then the beauty of this is it gives a very digestible dashboard. Okay, as Marika mentioned, you would see something like this for the overall campus. For each building, it would show the solar. You can have different loads. Marika, play me the next screen as well, shows that. Yep, you see, in this case, you can actually see these are different ACUs. This is an example project. You would be able to see this. Okay, we can see that at midnight, one of them is on, 2 of them are off, and then at 4 a.m., which is really early, actually in this case, like 3:30 a.m., which is really early, they start up. So you'll be able to see something like this for your buildings. And it really helps you understand, you know, those loads Marika was talking about, and then how you can reduce them to save energy. Because if you can see it, you can understand it, you can turn it off, you can control it, you can manage it, and that has a big impact on your energy consumption, and thereby on your utility costs. And as Marika mentioned, those costs are quite significant, and so this would enable you to really manage them and bring them down. Okay, next screen, Marika. So, okay, Marika, take over from here.
Yeah, so basically where are we going to be if you hire us is our objective is to help you understand what's going on, right?
Yes.
Historically, what's happened, where you, and just the trends, right? Because right now you don't know, maybe costs have gone up, but maybe usage has gone down. I mean, costs will continue to rise. You have no idea. This is going to be just wonderful information for you. We'll present it at a board meeting so you can actually see what's happening. We're going to, by doing the lighting audit, we will understand how much of those buildings, of that load and that those buildings, the lighting load, how much we can save. And that can be a great assumption for the other buildings. Like, okay, if we can save 60% of our lighting load and our lighting load is 30%, that's a lot of money that we're going to be saving there. We're gonna then, and that will really help you understand what's happening with the lighting. And then how much energy is each building actually using, that ones that we're gonna be putting on the energy monitor, and then you can really focus on, let's start, well, this one on a square foot basis, or this one with the size it is using way more energy. Let's go in there, what are we doing, what's happening, what's on, let's turn it off. We're gonna be able to do that. And then you're also gonna know, well, what is our solar generating? How much money have we invested? Does it make sense? Should we do more? Clearly helping, or what's really happening? It's gonna give you all this information that you currently don't have. You're gonna have the opportunity to talk to the two of us and understand it. We try and always present information in a digestible manner. I think that's why we work well together, so people understand and they can be successful with the information we give them.
And please be, oh, sorry, Marika.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
And also be aware that we've installed this software and this system for many clients, many institutional clients, from schools, colleges. Marika and I just completed Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. We installed this exact very system for them because they had the same issue that you face here. They had one gigantic meter and they could not tell where energy was going in the building, on the campus. They have buildings from 1967 all the way to 2011. But this software and this hardware enabled them to understand, oh, that's a problem child. This building is an issue. This building has very high early morning usage. This building has nighttime usage, or things like that, where they can then go in and create plans and energy conservation plans for each building and begin to tackle it in a very directed way. It's very difficult when you're just thinking of the entire campus to figure out where to start. But with this kind of directed consumption on information, it's really easy to zero in on specific items. And so please understand that this is very mature technology. Nothing here is difficult to do. We've implemented this for many large customers, just as yourselves, and we have the references that we'll be happy to share with you for that.
Does anyone have any questions? Thank you for the opportunity to present. Anyone have any questions?
I do not. Anybody else?
Well, I want to thank.
Very well done.
I want to thank Joe for bringing her name up. Can you hear me?
This is what you wanted, Joe? Well, as full disclosure, back when we had some pretty intense conversations, one in December and one in January, February, we have done work with Marika and her firm. She's a great partner, and that ultimately got transmitted to Dr. Walton, and I appreciate the fact that he reached out to her. I mean, what you see is what you get. She's very passionate about what she does. She does a lot of this kind of stuff, and I really wish we had had this conversation the first week of December. We would have saved a lot of time.
Facts.
What?
I said facts.
That is a fact. So, Marika, nice to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Joe. Nice to see you.
This is going to save the college a lot of money.
What's that?
I said, this is going to save the college a lot of money.
Well, I think without going back to the fight was we didn't know what we didn't know.
Exactly.
And there were some, I felt, and this is my opinion, that didn't know. When you don't know what you don't know, you don't want to know sometimes what you don't know. Now I think we live in a world. When I travel to Arizona, when I'm in Needles, Deb picks up her phone, goes to the little thermostat and sets the thermostat for exactly what she wants. We walk in and the house is done. So the whole world now is technology, and I think that we have I think we have an older campus. I know we've spent a lot of money in lighting and things like that. I think this gives us a way to make some real educated decisions in the future. So.
John and I have interacted with Marika several times, and also Jacuzzi. Am I saying
How
that right?
How do you pronounce your name?
Chikizzi. Chikizzi.
Thank you, yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that backwards.
Wow.
But
you see my middle name.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, we have been impressed with the fact that they have presented us, and we've been through presentations from them much longer than this would, just looking at the details and looking at other places that they've helped. This would give us things in which we could actually make decisions on. That makes it valuable to our everyday operation when you can look at data and systems that will tell you this is how we can improve things and be more efficient. So we'll talk more, and if this is the direction that the board would like to go in, we can work this out and bring back actual proposal with the contract that you could vote on.
I think Pamela has a picture on that.
I'm sorry?
No, that's okay. I was waiting. I just had a couple of
Not gonna let it
questions.
slide.
On the presentation, you guys gave us some numbers on the different buildings. Were those actual numbers, or were you guys just estimating on those?
No, this is, the numbers we've given you are not, is a proposal. I mean, we've given a proposal, and it's the buildings that we've identified that we will be working on as the first phase.
Okay, because I was just curious because you had student services and counseling and administrations as two different buildings, and we know that that's one building now, and Building 55 has been under construction for a while, so that's why I was just curious
Okay.
on
Yes.
the
if I
buildings
can speak
since
to that.
things have changed.
Yes, those are actually the installed capacity. Those are like the electrical rooms for those locations. So those are basically areas we'd want to monitor. I think you're speaking about like the presentation, Marika, page 14, where
Correct.
we have the table that shows the KVA of all those buildings.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm showing it.
Yes. So our intention is really to, all those buildings have an electrical room. You have a high voltage line that runs around the campus, and then each of those buildings has an electrical room. That's where we want to do the installation to basically, give you that info. So we are just simply showing the current installed capacity, basically, and then we will monitor that, and you'll see exactly how much of that you're using on an ongoing basis.
So these were more just like hypotheticals then?
No, these are the actual numbers on the breaker. So it's like the nameplate. So if you went and looked at this massive electrical panel in that building, it has on there, 1,000 kVA or 750 kVA or 2,000 amps, that kind of thing.
What numbers are you referring to?
Well, because Building 52 and 55.
So you're talking about building numbers?
Right, because what those buildings are now aren't what they are mentioned, because student services and counseling and administration should be like in the one stop, which is Building 23. Building 55, they've been working on, so nobody's been in that building other than the construction that's been going on in there. And President Walden, I believe, is in Building 52, correct?
Correct.
So just that they're not what they are, so I'm just trying to
Oh, I see. I
understand what's going on, or when it was actually, when was this done and recorded, that kind of thing.
They're probably going by the name that's either on the building
Right.
or on the campus
On the
map.
map.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
what I
the
would
original
guess.
electrical drawings
Gotcha.
and stuff like that. Yeah, I understand now. Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Does
I
that
mean, the key
clarify
thing
your
is
question?
that infrastructure,
Yeah.
that electrical panel hasn't changed. So you're right, we can absolutely update this with, the most accurate building number and building designation currently.
Because 23 is not even on that list, is it? No.
No.
Is
No.
it
I
because
don't
it's
see
perfect
23.
and it's brand new? Okay.
I
Okay,
know you're
well-
smiling under that mask.
Thank you both, and we'll talk later.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, to conclude the president's report tonight, I want to just give you a COVID update. I will tell you that enrollment for this year, we sent in our first, what we call the 320 report. So we do that period 1, then we do a period 2. And so trending right now, what we sent into the state, what we expect to happen, and Jenny Moran told us that they went very, very conservative on this. So if anything, we expect the numbers to go up. But we sent in that we are growing this year by 5.8%
Yay.
to the state of California. So that is a good start, and we have pulled out all stops and even had a significant meeting today in our attempt to recapture our enrollments. And so we're going to be all out for the fall and the spring. We are offering all students who come to the VVC next year, they will have all fees waived unless they are in a class that has material fees. They won't have to pay for parking. They won't have to pay for enrollment fees. They won't have to pay ASB fees. All of that is going to be covered. And if they're a high school student that's graduating this spring, we're also going to give them $250 in the fall and $250 in the spring as book vouchers. So that should make it just about no excuse for not coming here. And we are sending out mailers. We are on the radio. We are on all kinds of social media. We are in the high school. All 9 of the counselors have been hired. And in fact, we've got what was called is it a RAM?
Ambassador?
A RAM center?
Oh.
A RAM room at each of the high
what?
schools.
I mean, let's workshop that name. I'm not a fan.
Yeah. So, isn't that what it's called?
Todd's
We
got
can't I don't know, they just sprung this name on me today.
Yeah, no, not a fan.
But anyway, the first one that we're going to open is at, I know this is going to really hurt the Pinkertons, but it's at Silverado High School. And we're going to do a grand opening there for the very first one. And as these come online, we're going to have them at all 9 of the major feeder high schools. So we need to make sure we invite the Pinkertons to that.
Yes.
Okay? And we're just going all out.
I love it.
We
Good
are
job.
going all out. If you can think of something else that we're not doing, that we need to do, let us know, because we're going to do everything we can and get our enrollment numbers back up.
Fix the jet.
Oh, Lord.
Fix the jet.
Lord.
You know what? I was out there with...
can't.
I just couldn't.
So we were out there touring with Craig, and he said, you guys need a new jet. So he's working on...
Don't tell Joe Brady.
He's working on us getting a new jet. All right. This last month, I'm pleased to say that the COVID cases in San Bernardino County have plunged by 70%. We know that California's announced a removal of the state mask mandate starting in February. I will say when it comes to February 15th, that's right, day after you kiss your wife. And
Only day.
it's a very complicated thing about the mask on campus. It is not just that easy. And I'll just say for myself and anybody who talks to me knows, I'm the #1 biggest opponent. I don't like them. I have to wear them for now. But hopefully the governor moves in a direction that once he lifts, as other Democratic governors across the state across the nation are doing, lifts that mandate for their K-12. If he does the same thing out here, and certainly if it happens in the high desert, that'll make it much easier for us to work with our unions and our campus governance structure to maybe someday get rid of these masks. I'd love to have a big bonfire, but I don't get to run the college by my opinions. I have to work with people. And so that's what we're doing to the best that we can. For now, at this college, when we're indoors, we wear masks. You say, well, why isn't the board wearing them? Because the board decided they would be 6 feet apart, and for board meetings, people couldn't hear, blah, blah, blah. So that was
We said those words.
not trying to be, that's their decision, and makes it easier to have the board meeting. So then, just to give you a little bit, we have released an updated spring semester temporary guidelines for protocols. We're waiting on a shipment of 500 rapid test kits to be managed by HR for student and employee testing during the spring. We have had an average over the month of January, 13 students testing positive per week, 2 faculty per week, and 7.6 per week of the staff. I'm not sure what a 0.6 of a staff person looks like, but anyway.
Very small.
Unless you have any other questions, that would be my COVID report, and that'd be the end of my president's report.
Any questions, board? All right, we're going to go ahead and take a technology break. Let's reconvene. I'm adjourning after the break, right, or no?
Either way. Which is doing that.
We can go ahead and adjourn this meeting temporarily at 7:22, Michelle. I like to click the little thing.
Because we have to come back.
Yeah. Be back. Don't you worry your pretty little head. 7:31, we are convening, and we're going to forego the roll call and just say that we reconvened with the same attendees in the room. Is that correct, Michelle? Okay.
Alrighty then.
And were there any public comments related to the special board meeting agenda? No. Okay, moving right along, we have item 4.1, the 2022 CCCT board nominations. So we have to get this in by a certain date, and just needed to know, hello? If anybody on our board would like to be nominated for the what am I doing wrong? Tell me, Michelle, guide me.
We're getting feedback.
We'll
in
need
here.
a motion.
Say it again. Oh, we need a motion. Thank you. Can I get a motion so that we can talk about this?
Motion.
We had a motion by Henderson, a second by Brady, and our student advisory vote. Are you good with us talking about this?
Yay.
My Post-it note has saved the day. All right, so,
We have to vote for it.
no, we're not voting for them.
Anybody?
We're seeing if we want to nominate anybody from our board onto their board. Does anybody want to volunteer as tribute?
I think
You
We
better turn your eyes away from me, boy.
we always make jokes about throwing each other down and whatever, but I've thought about this since it came up, and I honestly,
Lean in
It's
or
me.
something. I don't know. I'm scared for what you're about to say.
I know the microphone's like, dude, don't pull me into this.
That's right,
Like,
that's
the microphone's trying to quit on me. I've thought about it, and I don't want to nominate anybody, but I thought that Joe would be the perfect addition to the CCT board. I think you would bring to that board what you bring to this board, and I think you'd be a great addition. So I don't know what your schedule looks like. I don't want to nominate you. I'm not trying to throw anybody down. Jen's like, don't even look at me.
I know. Well, you were kind
But
of
I
looking at me.
think,
You were following me, dude.
We've been together to a lot of those meetings and a lot of the training sessions, and we've been there at
Yeah.
a lot of that, and I think it's probably the time where you've gone from being a student. I know you're certified in the not only as the regular certification level, but the expert level, or the recert, or what is it called? Expert level? VIP, gold, platinum member, or whatever.
Yeah, let's go with all
It's
of the above.
probably
Do you
time
know what
to-
it gets you? Nothing. It gets you a pat on the back. They put your name on a wall.
You
We
get
didn't
the-
get you a cake. Come
Huh?
on. We didn't even get you a cake.
No, it doesn't get you an extra cup
But
of
did
coffee.
you
go to
guys all
the-
get the same attachment for the travel requirements?
When
There's
you go to the
quite a lot
deal,
of
you get a
meetings.
platinum name tag.
We're gonna wrap
So-
this
The
envelope.
caveat to this
I don't want to
nomination.
I don't want to make a nomination and
formal?
like throw you down, but it's been kicking around in my head, and I thought
That
you'd
is
make
so
a great
sweet.
addition to their board. You know, no longer the student, now the position to
Miyagi, rather than
The
Dan
commitment is
Hudson.
that you promise to attend their meetings.
Right, did you get the list? It should be attached on your special board meeting. It's a lot of meetings up in Sacramento.
Yeah, I did. And Brandon, I'm humbled by your comments. I can feel Deb's eyes looking at the back of your head. And I think she's gonna meet you outside. If you better watch your car, because she may meet you outside now when you walk out there. I would say this, I do plan on running again. This year would not be, I think, the year to do it. I've got two big projects that we got. But, you know, I think that there is a time. I've actually thought about it. I know I nominated Lori Denson many years ago, because I kind of felt the same way. And I'd like to put that off until next year. Hopefully we're all still together, and really think about it. And it is a good board. I'm lucky that I do know some of the people on there, and you know, now that COVID is behind us, hopefully get back to networking and doing what we do when we go there, and that's to bring back best practices and to make our college even better than what we, you know, what we have today. So, yeah, I'm humbled by the offer. Thanks. But be careful when you walk out to your car.
Anybody on this side of the table want to speak up?
For the record, I'm driving a white Chevy Silverado. It's parked right out front of the doors.
Who are you
Down
throwing?
below.
I actually, I want to say this.
This messed up. Look at how
Brandon,
he is.
Trustee Wood, in all honesty, and I, you know, when this came up with Dan the other day, the person I think that would be good, and I don't know if they would want to do it, and that's Trustee Pinkerton. You know, I think that, I mean,
What was that sound?
yeah.
You harumphed.
Seriously, I think,
No,
I mean,
just-
you're passionate about what you do. And as I told somebody, I don't know if it was John the other day, maybe I had a dream about this. You know, you've got 5 people here that I think would strongly endorse you, and you know, we just have to bully I think there's 480 of us in the state, so we just have to kind of bully people. to get
Before
the
you
votes.
say the word bully,
No, I'm only kidding. I'm
let
only
me
kidding.
jump in and
Yeah.
save my girl. First of all, I agree that you would be amazing. However, I want you to know that you have to be willing and don't let anybody bully you into it, right? And then also, there's a lot of travel involved, which is absolutely fine if you're willing.
So is this most of the traveling?
Yeah.
But you can't go on the VVC jet, even if the new jet comes in.
Who
you
wants to
can't
go on that jet? I mean, that was like a one-way ticket
But I would say,
down. There's no wings.
so Sharon, if you were to accept the nomination and be elected by the other state trustees, your travel and expenses would be covered by the college, so wouldn't be personal expense.
Are any of these meetings Zoom, Michelle, that you know of? Like, I'm on the Women's Caucus, and a lot of them
Well,
are
some
Zoom.
of them have been. They've been
through
Zoom,
the-
but they're
They're
gradually
lifting all
moving
that?
the other
Okay,
direction,
just
so.
Curiosity killed the cat.
The next meeting's in April. The January 29th meeting is passed. The April 8th, 2022, and then it goes Sacramento, Laguna Cliffs, Sacramento, and then San Francisco. They're all in person
I'm
from
sorry,
here
you're
on
not
out by the
interested.
looks of it.
I would be, but right now I'm super
And
busy
President
with
Jen,
other things.
I've got a friend of mine, Greg from Santa Maria, who's on John Hancock College. You know, he's a good friend. I know him from business. You know, a phone call, and he would say, "This is kind of the reality of it." You know, the people around are very passionate. I will say this: I represented our college a couple of years ago when we were up in Tahoe, and I was on the committee that actually counted the ballots.
Yeah.
And it was actually really fun. And I mean, they take it seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to a back room. I mean, I thought it was, but they take it seriously, and it's really cool. And I really think I just think you'd be a great addition.
I mean, I agree. My work with the Women's Caucus has been amazing, and just meeting the other ladies that do what we do has been very, just such a learning thing, and then also just such a camaraderie, and like, it's kind of fun.
So do I have time to think about it, or?
I mean, you
or I
have
to answer
until
tonight?
February, no, we have to decide today, don't we? That was
Yeah,
the
we
whole
have to
point of the
turn it in
meeting.
this week.
Huh?
We have to decide today, but you
Oh,
can,
today.
you don't have to do it this year. We can also, I mean, this is something that happens often, so.
Mm-hmm.
It
could
comes
be-
up every year.
Yeah, it comes up every year. Like, I do not want you to feel pressured at all.
No, I know, I understand.
But you have about 30 seconds to make up your mind.
See how he passed it over to you?
Yeah.
I'm looking at John over there.
I know, John.
You notice that John's been looking down the whole time. I've been watching him. He hasn't been looking at anybody.
John's texting Deb right now. She knows me. You're gonna team up. You're gonna get me and him.
I know, it's like on the spot, right?
I don't know, I want to say yes, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we had to call the special meeting because we have to decide
Yeah.
tonight, which makes it more challenging.
You don't want to do it, Dennis? No.
Dennis, she
Let me
asked if
throw
you
this
want
out.
to do it.
Let me just throw this out, okay?
Okay.
So you do it, okay? And
Uh-huh.
you don't have an expectation that, you know, I mean, you get these letters and emails and all that kind of stuff. And I would tell you as one of your 4 partners here that I would do whatever I can to, you know, if I had to mail out 484 letters for you, I'd be glad to, have the honor to. And it takes each one of us to do, you can buy the platform, you buy the names, you buy the email. I mean, it's not a hard deal to do. And if you make it, great. And if you don't, well, then you've had that experience of knowing how to do it next year. So you really have nothing to lose.
Okay.
See, that was good.
I think I'll do it.
Okay, now
Okay.
your payments every month are only gonna be $5,000 only.
Okay.
So, okay. So then there is a sheet attached to the special board meeting agenda that you have to fill out and turn into Michelle by the 14th of February.
Okay.
Which is Monday.
Hey, John, I hope
Do we
Pinkerton
need-
talks to the rest of us now after we do this.
Do we
I
need,
mean,
do we need to make, we don't need to make,
we made a motion and we have
but
a
do we need to
second.
make like a nomination or
Yeah.
no? We're just having discussion and then,
No, you make a nomination and vote.
I'd like to make a nomination for Sharon Pinkerton to run for the CCT statewide board.
So that was a nomination by Brady and Henderson seconds. I did, I said Henderson seconds. And so we'll go ahead and do a verbal vote for Michelle. Do you want to do a roll call vote, or are you good with us voting all at once? Okay. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And you can vote for yourself, ma'am.
Oh, aye.
Thank you.
oh no. Hey, you forgot the student advisory, but.
Oh
No,
my
she
God,
did.
look
I
it.
saw it.
Not that I'm keeping track, but you forgot it.
Okay, so we're gonna adjourn this special meeting. It is 7:42.
We need a motion and a second to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn, he just said to adjourn, so I just did what I was told. Motion to adjourn by Henderson, a second by
Brady.
Brady, and we're gonna go ahead and adjourn at 7:43, correction. And then we're gonna reopen the regular board meeting at 7:43. Do you want me to bang the thing? Bang. All right. Okay, so we are at the reports. So item 7.1 is academic senate. Is anybody participating via Zoom?
No.
Okay, so no, they're not here. AFT part-time faculty,
They're not here.
okay. ASB,
That's me, that's me.
Yay.
Okay, so just a couple of updates. ASB is thankful to the board for the opportunity to be able to attend the ASAC Leadership Conference in Washington, D.C. later in March. I know that we are going to revise our traveling people tonight, but we are grateful that we get the opportunity to be able to go. I know personally I wasn't able to go last year because of COVID, so I'm super excited to be able to experience that this year. We are also excited to be able to kick off spring with a bunch of different activities. I know that I talked about a couple earlier, so another one that I wanted to bring light to was being able to partner with the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee to help put on the Black History Month speech contest to promote student unity. And then, let's see, that's it. I guess we just have a lot of activities planned. Like I said, the club rush and this scavenger hunt to kind of bring awareness to the different, just had a total brain fart, resources that we have on campus. So, you know, student services, the Veterans Resource Center, things like that. So we're really excited to welcome the students back and have some really fun activities for them. That's all I have.
wonderful. CSEA,
They're not here.
all right, cool. CTA,
Not here.
cool. Management.
They're here.
Woo!
And Liz just got a promotion.
Yes, thank you. So let me show you how it's done. Are you ready?
Yes,
I say Victor. You here at this table, you
just us.
say Valley.
Okay.
Everybody says college. Ready?
Yeah.
Victor.
Valley.
Oh.
Did you guys get that?
No.
Okay. Victor, just this you.
Yeah.
Valley.
Valley.
Everybody else together, college. Ready?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Victor.
Valley. College.
Woo! That's how it's done. Anyway, I'm here to report, by the way, for that RAM room, what about RAM connection?
I like it a lot better.
Okay? Because that's what we're going to do with tutoring and academic
Yes,
support. So,
agreed. I think there was a correction to the name, though.
was there?
I forgot.
It's open for discussion, it sounds
Just don't use it.
Okay, so I'm here to report on our area for tutoring and academic support. Tutoring and academic support is dedicated to providing students, faculty, and other student support services with tutoring, resources, and support needed for academic success. So some of our service area outcomes that are aligned with our educational master plan are: 1, tutoring and academic support provides tutoring to meet students' needs. 2, tutoring and academic support works with faculty services to increase student success. 3, tutoring and academic support, which is TAS, works with other student support services to increase student success. So of course, being in this position for 5 days, Amy's back there, but we've met every day almost. And of course, I did my walks to the Writing Center, to the Communication Center, to the Achievement Center, to, of course, our lab, to our TAS. So ensuring that we have our faculty and our tutors, which we have 50 so far, and working with our IAs to ensure that we're ready for the spring semester. So something to add with our ASB president, and I'm also working with our student development team and our coalition with Michael Edwards. We are going to have our Camp VVC next week, Monday and Tuesday, 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock p.m., where we actually have information tables all across VVC in front of our ATC, One Stop, the Lower Campus VRC, as well as Allied Health, and making sure that we have the SAC staff so that students feel welcome, so that they know about our services with academic support, tutoring, and all our other support areas, the One Stop. So she will talk about the data, maybe if she comes up here. But in 2018, 2021, the tutoring center usage data, so that you have an idea, reached a milestone in fall 2018. So this was before the pandemic. Victor Valley College finally met all criteria to begin collecting positive attendance on student-tutor interactions. Prior to fall 2018, positive attendance was not collected on tutoring. So in fall 2018, TAS met all criteria to begin collecting positive attendance and tutoring interactions, have a budgetary autonomy to plan and offer services, and created a successful online tutoring program in 2 days. Woo, Amy. And also, they created a digital process like data collection and program assessment, tutor application, and hiring form. So I'll let her do the data just because she was there as part of the TAS before she.
So also just getting a promotion.
Yeah.
At least interim. Hamid rode off into the sunset, and now we have interim Dean Amy Asul.
Thank you. So I'm just, thank you so much for the promotion too. I'm just gonna touch very briefly on the data. So students who come into and receive tutoring are immensely more successful than students who do not. So we've tracked our data since 2018, since I started, and students, students who come into tutoring are 74.13% successful in their courses versus students enrolled in the same courses who do not use tutoring are 59.90 on average successful in their courses. So that's a huge, 14% differential in students who use tutoring versus students who do not.
Make sure you put that in the accreditation report.
Yes, absolutely. And we've built our programs and services and will continue to promote them and build them as we go.
And then you mentioned accreditation. So to stay in compliance with Standard 2B1, NetTutor offers 365 days a year, 24 hours a day tutoring service to all registered students. And also Standard 2B2, in winter 2020, curriculum was approved for Tutor 30. And then prior to Tutor 30, we offered tutor training in a workshop format. And Standard 3B3, tutor and academic support programs and services were assessed continuously throughout qualitative and quantitative measures in the form of student surveys, campus surveys, and institutional usage, success, retention, and persistent data. So now let me switch my hat. Going over to the student services supporting retention, persistent completion, and post-completion success, working with Arthur Lopez, Dr. Walden, Dr. Ingleson, and Dr. Scott. We, meeting with Virginia Moran, we integrate student services planning and advising, career services, financial aid and literacy, student life, counseling, wellness, teaching, and supportive services to serve the whole student. So, there's more to that. There's actually part of the blueprint in the EMT of course, outlined. And we are piloting the integrated early and other alert systems processes to monitor and intervene when students get off track. In addition to implementing targeted student engagement and communication strategies for increased retention and persistence. And we regularly assess and improve student services and programs using the 6 factors of student success. We regularly review, analyze data to support planning, decision-making, and resource allocation. We also achieve high ratings of student support services and programs for their ease and access and quality of service. Analyze early alert impact on student retention and persistence. Continue to develop and enhance early alert implementation and strategies to increase rates. And then finally, but not least, we use the data as an infrastructure to analyze and identify issues for enrollment, retention, persistence, including by program student cohorts, and we develop strategies for providing student supports. So that was a lot, it was fast, but I only have 3 minutes. Thank you very much. Victor!
Valley College.
Great day 6. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. Something's gonna happen, do we have any public comments related to consent agenda? I just wanna give up. Okay, wonderful. And so we need a motion, correct? Who wants to win?
Tyler Runner.
Do you have anybody pulling anything?
I'll second.
Is that on here? Who's pulling something?
I
don't know what's happening.
have a couple questions on 2 of them.
You'll have to pull them in order to.
Okay, can I pull 8.15 and 8.38, please?
1, 5, 1.
8.15
Oh, 15.
and
Oh my
8.1.
God, I just need to.
8.15 and what?
8.38.
8.38.
8.15, 15, and 38.
Thank you.
Got it.
All right, so we had a motion by Brady and a second by Henderson. And then everything except for 8:15 and 8:38, what is the student advisory vote?
Yay.
Okay, thank you. You take all the time you need. No, stop it. You don't talk to her like that. She's our angel.
8.15 and 8.38.
15 and 38, because that, my brain didn't compute it. Brady, a second by Henderson, and the student advisory vote was a yay, with those 2 pulled. If that helps. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. No, I appreciate it. I was being genuine, not facetious. I am not. I think you just don't understand me.
Trustee, we need to be nice to the last hour of the meeting.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you.
You notice he was using that word.
These boys. Okay, so now, is everybody's vote in? Yes, okay. They're harassing my life today. Okay, so we're going on to number 9. Okay. Public comments related to action agenda items. Okay. And then separate approval of items pulled from consent agenda, 8:15 and 8:38.
Make a motion?
And is that for both? Does that count for both items?
I think you have to do
No.
one at a
So
time.
8:15 is motion from Brady,
8.15 only.
15.
Yeah, we can only do one at a time.
Right, and then second by Henderson. Did you get that, Michelle? Yes. Yes. Okay, so now we can discuss it, is that correct? Okay.
Okay, So I apologize, I had a couple of questions when I met with Dr. Walden. I had noticed that this said that it was just part of the roof, and so I was wondering, when was the last time that we actually replaced the whole roof? Is this something that we thought about replacing the whole roof, since there's 3 different spots that need to be fixed? Okay. Okay.
Most of our leaks are in roof penetrations, drains, other penetrations in the roof, and then a couple of the seams. So we're going to try to repair first.
Okay.
And then if we have to replace, which we didn't budget that much for, we would probably put in a new style of roof that would be a large amount
Okay.
to replace. So we don't think it's time to replace.
Okay. But we think that the patching will be sufficient?
We'll be tough, and there's a couple of good trees that leak on the gym floor. That's what we.
Okay, okay. That's, yeah, I wanted to know if it was something like, if we just replaced the gym, if it was newer, because it sounds like they're pretty significant. I just didn't understand if it would be beneficial to just go ahead and replace the whole thing versus just patching it up and praying that it works.
Yeah, no,
Does that make sense?
we've had those discussions.
Okay.
We want to get it repaired because right now roofing contractors are really hard to get. They're really busy.
Okay.
I didn't hear on this till today, and you and I met yesterday. So what I was told is that staff assessed that didn't feel like the roof was at a stage that it needed to be if you replaced all that whole thing, it would be very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought that this was the most economical way to go for now.
Okay. Okay, that's good. I just wanted to make sure that if, like, the roof was new, why is it leaking? Or if it's extremely old, is it more beneficial to replace the whole thing?
I think it's right in about the middle of the block.
Okay.
Okay, are we ready to vote on that?
Yes.
Do you have a student advisory vote on that?
Yay.
Okay. Are we doing that verbally? Oh, look at you go, girl.
Oh, oh.
Maybe. Hold on, there it is. And tell me when you're ready, Michelle. Okay, so that one is done. We're gonna go ahead and I need a motion on 838.
Motion for 10.38.
Thank you. And can I get a second from Wood? And this point of discussion? So for, motion from Brady, second from Wood? Sure.
Sorry, this one's going to be more for Dr. Ingleson. I know that this particular one talks about the support and development of a wellness and advocacy training portfolio for the faculty, staff, and students. And I know that last month we started the JED program and that particular advocacy. And I was just wondering, is like this new one replacing the one that we?
This will support it on its own. The JED gives us the planning overview.
Okay.
This is going to help make it happen. And as you saw, the competitive with developing the student wellness ambassador.
Right.
Because that peer-to-peer connection is so important.
Mm-hmm.
So she's coming from another community college, has done this many times, and we're just, we've got some great funding, from the state.
Right.
And we're using some of that to make this happen.
Okay.
We'll be able to get it all in place this semester.
Awesome. Yay. I'm done.
Okay, so then,
It was kind of confusing because I had gone to the last meeting and I was like, well, wait, is it 2 different things? Are we combining them? So that's all I wanted.
so
Thank
then
you.
the student advisory vote is?
Is heck yay.
Heck
Yeah.
yay. We'll put that noted. Motion Brady, second Wood.
I'm not seeing an option for heck yay.
Okay, did it pop up? I'm sorry, yes. Let it be happening.
You
All
know,
right.
we saved the complicated board agendas for you.
I know, I love it. Thank you ever so much. Yeah, so 10.2, Board Resolution 2202, Black History Month. Does anybody want to volunteer to read it so it's not just my voice droning on this recording? Thank you ever so much. It's
I've got it. On the motion of member,
oh, I didn't do that
Yeah.
part. My bad, my bad. Awesome.
a motion by trustee Wood.
And a second by
Seconded
Henderson.
by member Joseph Brady. The following resolution
Oh.
is hereby adopted. Whereas in 1776, the Declaration of Independence recognized the United States of America as a new nation dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator in certain unalienable rights, that among those that are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And whereas in 1863, President Abraham Lincoln, in reference to the Declaration of Independence, stated, 70 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition all men are created equal. And whereas Black History Month, celebrated in February, dates back to 1926, when Carter G. Woodson set aside a special period of time in February to recognize the heritage and the achievement of Black Americans. And whereas the contributions of African American citizens as scientists, inventors, legislators, educators, explorers, military leaders, and countless other professions have greatly benefited our nations. And whereas Black History Month is an opportunity for all Americans to commemorate the struggles and victories of African Americans in our history, their invaluable contributions to society, and their unyielding dedication to the overall protection and defense of our nation in matters of both war and peace. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Victory Valley Community College District recognizes Black History Month, encourages all citizens to explore the rich and significant heritage of the African American community, and honors the vital role of African Americans in the economy, culture, and community throughout the district in the United States. Passed and adopted by the governing board on February 8, 2022. Jennifer Tarpley, board president.
And it says Joseph Brady, board clerk.
No, yep, sorry, didn't see that.
I'll say it for you.
Yep.
It's okay, buddy. So student advisory vote, I don't know if I did this all out of order. You guys are just going to have to deal with it
Yay.
at this point. Thank you. We're winging it.
It's not shown up. It's still circling the globe. Oh, that's right. I just knocked out the screen. I'm an affirmative, and I need somebody to help me with my screen.
She said she could do a verbal. Are you totally out?
Yeah, I knocked it out. Sorry.
Gabby's not here, but
Gabby's not here. Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine.
That's what happens when an adult hits the wrong button. My favorite key is X. You know?
Delete, delete,
delete,
delete.
delete, delete. It's the fastest one you can hit. I won't do it again.
Having a day.
Thank you.
Did you get all the votes, Michelle? Do you think? Okay. Do you want to see? You can see, it's okay. I'm not trying to rush you. Okay, thank you, my dear. Moving on to 10.3, 2022 Board of Trustees Meeting Calendar. Can I get a motion?
Second.
Motion by Brady, second by Henderson. Can I get a student advisory vote?
Yay.
Okay, and we shall vote when it comes up.
I just want to throw this out, and I know we've debated this like 8 times. I throw it out again. I think that in July it'd be nice if everybody took it off. I don't travel, but we did have some people that it was their month of vacation, so I don't think we can do it, right, Doc? There's a reason.
I think we were willing to do it, but then we weren't permitted to do it.
When I checked it out, man, I'd have to, there's a lot of water goes under the bridge, but it was not favorable, so
Okay.
that's my best memory.
I thought I'd just throw it out again.
We should have probably had this in front of you in November or December, but Michelle and I, each separately, our lives were in crisis. We'll keep you.
We're glad you're both back.
I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that the schedule all says 2020.
What?
It's all 2020.
What?
I don't know. Everything attached to the agenda,
The one you printed for me says 2022.
the one that's attached to the agenda is all 2020.
No, the one that I have on my agenda says 2022.
Mine says 2022.
We're punking you.
I know, what, you guys are trying to.
They're trying to keep you in the past.
I'm in the agenda item.
His does say that, but ours says 2020.
2020, they all.
Are you on this year's agenda or are you?
I don't know.
Anyway, here's the.
You're not saying.
President Tarpley, I have a feeling that our trustee might be in the wrong agenda. He might be back in 2020.
I am going to be Switzerland because you two have been busting my chops all night.
don't-
So you're on your own.
I don't know I don't know, if I didn't see it for myself, I would believe it, but his actually says 2022.
2020, mine says 2020.
Yeah.
Now you can see clearly.
Yeah. Did we all vote?
That's weird.
I'll make a motion.
That's
We
super
don't
weird.
even have it.
Do we have a motion?
No, we did. We voted. We're good. So now we're going to move on to 10.4, the anomaly. 10.4, Resolution 2204, adopting realigned trustee areas for VVCCD board members based on 2020 census. Motion by Henderson.
Second.
Second by Brady. Can I get a student advisory vote?
Yay.
And let's vote on it, ladies and gentlemen. Did I need to read this resolution?
No.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Did it pop up? I'm sorry. Thank you. I ask every time and it pops up. Wonderful. Okay, 12.1, non-resident tuition fee. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
So this is something the board is required by statute to pass each year. Our practice here at Victor Valley is we take a state average of what it costs a student to attend here per unit. If they're non-resident, this is their fee.
And did you get the motion in the second, Michelle? Perfect. And can I get a student advisory vote?
Quick question, just quick. So
Yay.
Thank you.
we've adopted that next year students won't be paying. Will that area?
So that's only for residents.
Okay.
If they're non-residents, they'll pay this fee.
Do we have a lot of non-resident students? Curious.
Don't.
I know we did at one point.
That's it? Just on
27,
127.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay,
I think when I got here, I think it was more like 200, but
yeah.
Okay.
with COVID, you can see why.
We've got like 7,000 other students, something like that.
Pardon?
How many resident students do we have?
So pre-COVID, we had unduplicated annual head count of a little over 18,000.
Yeah.
But now we have, it's somewhere a little over 10,000. Or that's what we had in,
But we're getting it back.
I'm sorry, I don't have the annual right now, so I don't know.
No,
what
no,
I was
just kind of
the
giving an
10,000.
average of
No,
the
the-
120-something to 10,000.
The 10,000, I'm sorry, that was
10,000.
fall. That
Oh,
is
that was
not the
fall.
annual figure. I don't have the annual figure.
That's still good enough.
Do you know it off the top? Oh, Jeannie knows it.
Oh,
I've got the
12,000?
12.
wow. Okay.
2%. Okay, and did we get a vote on that? Did it pop up? No? I don't know.
sorry, Joe.
Oh, no,
I'm
Catherine.
not sure, but everybody said everything.
Usually they're athletes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, moving on to 12.2, approval of managed services renewal addendum with Ellucian.
Motion.
Motion by Brady.
So, but this is, we agreed with the board that we would do an RFP on managed services. So John just about has that completed, but it's been just a problem getting it together. So we asked Ellucian because their contract's up in this month, if they would give us an extension to the end of June. Now, they're going to compete, but they'll have to compete, and there'll be others that will be competing against them, and we're going to go through the RFP process. So they may or may not be the managed services going forward.
Okay, and can I get a student advisory?
So this
vote?
is just to
Oh,
pay for till June 30th.
Okay,
Yay.
yay. All right. Okay, moving on to 13.1, non-classified short-term employees. Awesome, can I get a second? Thank you. Student advisory vote?
Yay.
No. Okay, 13.2, renewal of administrator contracts. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
We'll do motion by Henderson, a second by Brady. Is that okay? All right, and can I get a student advisory vote?
Yay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just to prepare you for the next three items here. So when we hire a full-time faculty, a tenure track, we do that. I don't think we bring that first year to the board. What we do is we bring you the second year, the third year, and then the tenure years. So tonight, under 13.3, you'll be granting those that we hired last year a second contract. And then the third contract to those we hired 2 years ago, and that's good for 2 years. And then the 4-year people that have finished tenure, you've got 8 of them tonight on 13.5, which I'll comment when we get there.
Okay. So for 13.3, can I get a motion?
Motion.
We'll go with a motion by Brady and a second by Henderson. Is that okay? We're going to share the wealth today, boys. And then can I get a student advisory vote?
I think she's trying to be nice.
I am. I don't have to try to be nice. I am nice. Thank you.
My vote is yay, but I also wanted to touch upon one of the people that are in this particular category, Sean Cullen, for the respiratory program. And I just want to speak volumes of how amazing he was. I actually got to have him as a preceptor at one of my Kaiser rotations, and he really does want the best for us in the program. So I'm excited to keep him around. So hopefully if you guys say yay.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Those were the only two we hired last year. We'll be hiring 13 this year.
Oh, good. All right, okay, it did pop up. So on 13.4, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Ooh, Henderson was fast today. On this one, we'll do a second by Brady. He beat you.
I know.
Oh. Student advisory vote.
Yay.
So that was a motion by Henderson, a second by Brady. Sorry,
I
Michelle.
think because he's sitting next to you, you hear him first.
Maybe, you better speak up. Just,
The speed of sound.
I'm getting old, 45 this year, so.
Trustee Wood, I think she's favoring another trustee. What do you think?
It's the speed of sound. Talk quicker. Throw it.
Did I do the student advisory?
Yes.
Just say that I did every
Everybody
time.
sit here.
Did it, I don't know what's happening. Are we done? Okay, thank you. 13.5, tenured employees. Take it away, Dan Walden.
Get it on.
Oh, motion, please. Freaking A. Did you say it?
Motion.
Oh. Motion by Henderson. Can I get a second? Oh, I like it. Sharon's coming in hot with a second.
Look at there.
And a
All right.
student advisory vote.
Yay.
Okay.
She's already voting and haven't commented, but okay.
Well,
Whatever, I just
it's an
don't want to
advisory
forget.
vote.
The post-it says to get it.
Anyway, so when you hire someone in the first year, they start in fall. Ironically, this is under Ed Code, they get evaluated that fall for their first year. I mean, which is a strange thing, but anyway, it's there in the law. Then that second year, you can just dismiss them at will,
They have one more.
regardless of their status, even if they got a great evaluation. The third year, the third contract you give them, which is a 2-year contract covering years, giving them up to year 4, is also one you can dismiss for just at will, if you just don't think they're good employees, the dean and the VP, whatever. When you get to the 4th year, then it's much more difficult to let them go, because you have to establish cause. You can only not grant them tenure for cause. And the reason I'm saying this is that these 8 employees are fantastic employees, tenured full-time faculty that have made it. And they have all gotten exemplary evaluations from their peers, recommendations from their deans, and from the vice president to me, and I bring them to you. Very excited. Actually, the reason is these are my babies, because these are the 8 that I hired the first year that I was here.
Sweet.
So next month, at the beginning of the president's report, I'll kindly ask the chair to break for a recess, and we'll have a little cake and have them here so that you can all get to know them and tell them how great they are.
Yes, we love that.
Just to piggyback off of that, if I can.
Of course.
I've had the pleasure of having Chris Shelby as a professor, and I know that ASB has worked closely with her in purchasing a kiln for the ceramics program, and I know that there's been talk about putting a little bit of love and money over in there so that she can go ahead and start that program back up so that we can get some nice, relaxing ceramics going on campus. So absolutely, these are some amazing teachers that we have here, and it's really exciting to see them get tenured. So
Awesome.
super excited.
Well, congrats.
Oh, no. I got the student advisor vote. She said yay. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
did it early
Oh,
apparently.
yay. Oh, yay.
Heck yay.
Yeah. Yay, yay.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll figure out a way to do this right. Don't worry. No. Yay, okay, moving on to 10.1, amendment contract ed for San Bernardino County probation. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Brady with the motion, second from Henderson. It's on the floor. Do we want to get a student advisory vote first? Does anybody have to talk about this?
I think you said it.
President.
That's what I'm saying.
I think you said 10.1, you meant 16.1.
Yes, I can't see anything.
No, I just, so
Thank
in
you.
case somebody was listening.
There's a lot of things involved with today.
No,
She was going.
I'm just,
I was following.
I meant
Doc-
16.1,
Dr. Scott?
apologies.
I got it back.
Can you tell them what this is in briefly? Like 2 sentences?
This is too, I'm not sure what I did, but I got things anyway. This is, no, that doesn't happen. This provides training for construction technology for the juvenile center and probation. So trying to get them a skill so they can go on to the workforce.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Student advisory.
Yay.
Okay, thank you. I just want to crawl in a hole. We lost one.
Go ahead, vote.
Go click on it.
Thrown in jail.
I don't know, we're good. Okay. All right, and then 16.2, the truck purchase for the commercial driver training program, of which I will be in that class. A motion from anybody? Oh, Henderson, anybody want a second?
Second.
Oh,
So,
Wood is seconding?
We're starting a truck driver's school. I don't know if you saw this, but there's something like, they're saying about 2000 and, I don't know, whatever it is.
By 2028,
There's going to be like 800,000 shortage or
we'll be in a
600.
shortage of 150,000 drivers.
Wow. That's
I don't know, the number I saw, that maybe it was 2030, that there was going to be a shortage of 800,000 by 2030.
You know what else there's gonna be a massive shortage of is airline pilots.
And even, right now, there's a shortage of, right now, today, there's a shortage. So here is a great time for this college to step up. We're buying these 2 trucks, 16.2, and 16.3. They're about 80-something thousand dollars each, and they have about 700,000 miles on them. But
Yikes.
we're lucky to even get them.
It's
Yeah.
okay, we have a great
You can
automotive
hardly
department.
find
I'm sure
them.
we'll be fine.
That's true.
So,
Well, to also throw out some numbers, we have 21 million square feet of space out here, and we have 4 million under construction. If you take a look at a typical one of the big boxes, they might have 250 stalls. So we have 4 of those right now under construction, so there's 1,000 trucks. We have 7 more coming into Asperia, so do the math. If people don't like trucks up here right now, they're really gonna not like trucks in the next 10 years. But it's how we move our goods, I mean, across the country. And another little stat, 60% of all goods that come to the port come through the Cajon Pass by truck and by rail.
I believe it.
60%.
I think I get stuck behind them every time. Right. I drive. Anyway, can I get a student advisory vote?
Yay.
Thank you.
we'll bring you the trailer purchases next month.
Perfect.
Oh, this is without the trailer?
Yeah, it's just the truck.
Just the truck.
Oh, boy.
Can't wait.
We should negotiate the jet at the same time, huh?
All right, 16.3. What are the words? I don't know.
Motion.
Thank you. Thank you. Brady is the motion, Henderson is the second.
We couldn't buy 2 trucks from the same company?
Apparently they're hard to
No.
find.
No?
Hard to find. Anybody else want to comment? I don't want to step on more toes than I already have tonight. Okay, so student advisory vote.
Yay.
Thank you.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not, couldn't we buy two trucks from the same company?
They're hard to find.
Weren't available.
Huh?
They're hard to find right
They're
now.
hard to find?
Yeah,
They're all leaving
Believe me, I asked those
hard to
questions
find.
too.
So if you want a real answer, Todd
Right by
gave you
the
the
school
real
bus.
answer.
Uh-oh. We're giving you your steps.
I think Dr. Tarango could provide more information, but basically, we had an expert in the field of trucking that has gone out and scoured the area for the appropriate vehicles and appropriate trailers and that nature, and he's come back and said, we want this one and we want that one. And those are the ones we're purchasing. Is that about right?
That makes sense.
Our industry advisory has indicated to us what types of trucks that we need, and then we utilize that information to go out to local vendors and identify them. Currently, they're in such high demand that they're ridiculous to find, and find someone that would actually hold them long enough for us to get board approval to purchase them. We even had to
Even
put
harder.
a down payment on it in advance because they're just going off the shelves. So, long story short, our industry advisory counseled us on what types of trucks to purchase, and then we worked with local vendors to try to find one, and had to negotiate a please help education out deal to save one because they're in such high demand.
Out of curiosity, are they both automatic, or you've got
No,
one automatic,
so
one manual?
while one is not automatic,
It's manual, okay.
and the reason behind that is while the bulk of our industry right now uses automatic, our industry advisory council said that they think it's important for our truck drivers to learn a stick because sometimes that automatically removes you from an employment opportunity if
don't
you
know
have
how to
never
do both.
utilized that before.
Absolutely.
And then we also have a simulation machine that we purchased a couple board meetings ago.
Yep.
It just was recently installed, and that one also helps them learn how to
I'll
drive
test run it.
manual.
How exciting, that's
I
exciting.
volunteer to test run it.
That is so
Yeah,
so
and so that's out at the High Desert Training Center.
It's
It just got
right
hooked up last week.
around the
And,
corner.
you're
Call me,
welcome to
Frank.
Check it out.
I say they should start on the simulator first.
Yes,
wanna go
yes, that
out on
is
the
the
roads.
plan, for them to start on the simulator first before moving to the truck.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you so much.
Yeah. What you said,
Yay.
ditto.
Yeah.
So,
So,
did we vote?
President Tarpley, I guess the question is, what do we need to do to go out? I'd like to see that. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be fun to go.
I mean, I
go
think
look
that's a
out there.
grand idea.
I'm sure we could arrange that, right? Dean,
That's
Dean
a fantastic
McKenzie?
idea.
If they want to go play on the simulator, they could. Oh.
I
What
cannot
she
wait
said
to
is,
enroll.
give them a chance to learn how to use it and do that. All right, we got it.
I don't ever know where we are anymore. Okay, so did we vote on that? I don't know. Okay, thank you. Bang, bada bing, okay. Moving on to Student Services 20.1, contract. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Brady, can I get a second?
So this is first read.
No.
No, we're not there
We're
yet.
at
We're one
20.1.
above the first read, sir. 20.1.
Do you have a second?
Yes, second by
So-
Henderson.
What happened here is, everybody remembers Greta. She retired, took the syrup.
Greta Moon.
Greta Moon, yes. And then we replaced her with David Vasquez, who had to leave after just working here about a year because he had to go be with his ailing father over on the coast. So we went out and we did a search, and it was a failed search. And so we've gone back out now to, and the reason it was a failed search is there was nobody that could excite me. I have to be excited to hire someone. So since I wasn't excited, I didn't hire. So we've gone back out.
Don't settle. Don't ever settle, right, Monica?
That's my motto.
Yep. Okay, so thank you for that. And can I get a supervisory vote?
Yay.
Just need to go to bed. Okay.
Now you're on this other thing where there's the board policies, and there's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 board policies that's for a first read, which you've all been given copies of. And then next month, we'll bring them back for a second read and a vote. They were highlighted as to what changes they were. Basically, Michelle, if I understand this correct, these were CCLC corrections, or was it more than that?
4 of the 5 were CCLC, and then the first one, 21.1, was to align the evaluation dates.
Oh, yeah, because the board policy on the superintendent president's evaluation is different than the administrative procedure, the AP. And you've been evaluating me according to the AP. So before the accrediting team got here and caught this, we decided to have them sync up.
Good job.
So the board policy and the AP will be in agreement. And then this is all for discussion, so I'm just throwing the whole thing at you. 21.6, this is just the sunshining of the beginning of negotiations with CTA on their next 3-year contract. Their current one is up June 30th, right?
Anybody have any comments regarding the board policies?
Are we gonna go one by one?
I mean, this is, do we make comments now or can we bring them?
No.
Now's the time.
Oh, okay, because I had a question on 21.4 and 21.5. I know that Dr. Walden has explained that transgender needed to be added in on 21.4, but I was wondering, it's not something that we're making like a special team or
No.
anything.
I found out since then what this is about. So it means that if a transgender person wants to play a sport, by law would be able to play in the sport in which they identify.
Gotcha.
So if they identify as a male, they can play on a male team.
Gotcha.
If they identify as a female, they could play on a female team.
Okay.
And that's the law. So this was to bring us in compliance.
Right, okay. And then 21.5, to me, just read a little bit funny. I don't know if maybe,
So what this residence determination, it's basically just adding, in the past, if you were current military, help me if I got this right, if you're current military, then you could serve, you were waived non-resident tuition.
So you would be.
So if you were from Texas,
considered
serving in the military, you're in California, you don't have to pay tuition. This extends it to veterans. So if a veteran
Past
moves
service, okay.
from New York to here, they automatically are considered for purposes
they
of
just don't have to wait
tuition.
that year and a day. Because
Right, they don't have to wait the year
Very good, okay. Because I was like,
plus 1.
my husband's a veteran, but I don't quite understand what's going on here because he lives here, but you're talking, he just doesn't have to wait if we were to move and come back. Got it. Very good. That's it. Those are all my questions I have.
Anybody else?
Voting on all of them all at once?
We're not voting.
There's no voting.
It's just a read. That's why I asked
It was
questions.
the first read. So let's go on to individual Board of Trustee reports. Does anybody want to start us off?
I think we have to do
I see a trend.
Stop, yeah.
I think we have to sunshine.
this way.
We went
Oh, we
through
did.
the
Oh, I'm
board
sorry.
policies,
Yes.
but I think you have to sunshine
Well, this is
the
just
opener.
informational and discussion. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about?
There's not, but you didn't, I mean, we didn't say anything about it.
Yes, he did.
I did.
All right.
Do you have anything you want to say about it?
I'm good with it.
Do you have anything you want to say about it?
You said something about it now.
I don't even know what's happening.
What's going on? You're staying out of everything all of a sudden.
You're just being good.
I just threw it all out there for you to discuss the whole thing.
You're staying out of there.
Good? Board report? Is that what we're moving on to, or is everybody good with just moving on to the board report? Okay, everybody's happy.
Oh, can you hear me now? Oh, whoa.
Yes.
But anyways, I'm excited about both things, the energy and the enrollment. And like I said, you guys are doing a fantastic job, absolutely fantastic job. And are you serious? You're really enrolling in the truck
Yes.
driving thing?
Oh,
Are
yes.
you really?
I want to be the first student.
You know, I thought about it for some time.
Let's do it together.
Oh, we should.
We could be study buddies.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay.
You're in, I'm in.
Anyways, I'm very excited. John and I.
Bringing the FTS.
I'm recruiting, Frank. Write it down. We're recruiting.
Hey, how stoked is that instructor gonna be when on the first day of class, they got 5 trustees sitting in there?
Like this. Hi.
What are you guys doing here? We're your first cohort.
So I'm actually excited about the simulator.
I'm
The
sorry?
simulator?
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I'm excited to get on the road, baby.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Crash Bandicoot. Okay. Your
Calls
turn.
when she's going on the road.
Board of Trustee reports.
Not much has happened in the last month. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Turn your thing on.
Oh, I'm
Has to
sorry.
be green. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm looking forward to the next month. Was it?
Board report?
Yeah, I know, I'm thinking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm thinking.
I
of
thought you were
something.
asking
No,
me.
I'm not asking you what, I know what it is.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, St. Patrick's Day, that's it, coming up.
Oh, yeah. And Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, too.
Yeah.
And St. Patrick's Day will be the next one. Valentine's Day.
Gloria wants a kiss on Valentine's Day.
Huh?
Gloria wants a kiss on Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
I
yeah,
don't like being
Gloria.
in the middle of this conversation.
My wife's already got her Valentine's gift,
Oh.
so.
No kiss.
Huh?
Stop.
What? What'd he say?
He's just not saying anything. We're gonna move on. Are you?
I didn't hear what he said.
You don't wanna hear it.
I don't wanna hear it?
Record it.
No.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
I would
Kiss.
Just leave it alone.
A kiss.
Stop. Shush. All of you.
You said that she's already got her gift. I said, does that mean no kiss?
No. No, she's,
And I thought he said something else.
No?
I thought he said no kids.
Move on. Where's
he
the
did say
gavel?
something else, right?
Okay.
I didn't hear
A
it.
kiss. I thought he said a kiss, but no
kiss?
kiss.
Yeah.
I don't know. He said a kiss. I don't know.
My wife says I have selective hearing.
Yeah, my wife gets her Valentine's gift every day.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's good.
Okay, are we moving on to Joe Brady and his report?
Yeah. Actually, in this room last month, we held a very special lunch, the second lunch, with the real estate industry, which is the second largest industry in the high desert Mojave River Valley area outside of government and schools. We had, I think, 25, 27. We had almost an equal amount from the residential side and the commercial side, mostly owner, brokers, top producers. Dr. Todd was here. Dr. Patricia was here. Dr. Regina Brown was here, representing the real estate side. I think what came out of it was the excitement that I've heard since from some of the people that are in that room. They're not necessarily people that I kind of hang with all the time, that have reached out and texted and called and said, you know what, that was not only really fun, but now they feel like there's a connection with the college, and they really feel like the college cares about where they're going to go. What was interesting out of it was a candid conversation that ensued. Michael Knight with Century 21 Desert Rock felt frustrated, as many of the other brokers do, that when somebody wants to get a real estate license, so let's say they go to BBC and they get their schooling, then they still have to go take their real estate principles, but they have to go take a test, and the test is either in downtown LA or downtown San Diego, which makes it real tough to do, because typically it's 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. So if you're going to go downtown LA, what are you going to do? Either you're going to camp out in your car the night before, or you have to get in a hotel. So with Michael's urging, and a conversation took place, why don't we push to see if we can get a testing center at Victor Valley College? So some of you know that I've been pretty political, and I don't mind pushing elected officials pretty hard. So will say that Senator Scott Wilk and State Assemblyman Thurston Smitty Smith have both received a joint letter kind of asking them to go to the Commissioner of Real Estate and do a little bit more than send a letter of support, but actually pick up the phone and see what we can do about doing it. I was told by somebody high in real estate, Joe, that will never happen. And for those of you that don't know, I asked my wife out 6 times. She said no. The 7th time, she said yeah. So in real estate, the first part of the engagement is no, and I think it's kind of cool. And I want to thank Dr. Walden and his staff. Gabi brought the food over. There was a little challenge with the food that day. Everything worked out well. And what was nice is, 25, 27 people left from the real estate industry and said, wow, the college really cares. And we heard what they had to say. So the next one we're going to do, kind of added a new group. We're going to add, I think, the property managers. And why? Because who touches more tenants out there than property managers? And who do we need more of but tenants, and tenants who want to go to school for enrollment? So we've kind of changed it. We've gone through and cleaned up the database. I'm going to have to start making some calls. I think that Michelle came back and said March 17th is the day that we're going to do it. So we're going to start preparing for that, making a lot of personal phone calls. I think that group might be probably smaller, about 20, but those 20 property managers touch a couple thousand tenants, and I'm really hoping that with Dr. Walden's help and Dr. Scott's help and John and everybody else, that we can really encourage them somehow in their monthly billings or their statements to their tenants to put something in there free of charge for VVC. So, Doc, it was fun, and we're doing this every 2 months, and I feel privileged to be able to represent the college and represent the board, and I thank everybody for doing it. So,
Cool.
yep, fun.
All right, moving on.
And I do want to say one thing. I want to thank LJ from my office. I think that the people here at the college recognize that we got a fireball over there. She's graduated from the real estate program. She's done incredibly well. She's a nurse. She's done very, very well. She wants to be the top dog in the top broker in the region someday, and she will be. And with her help, we really were able to pull this off. So, LJ, God bless you. We love you, and thanks for all you're doing.
She's amazing.
She is really
amazing. Mr. Wood, call your dad.
I'm
Let me
gonna.
hear your announcement.
We're gonna save the best for last. So go ahead.
Wow. Wow.
Once it's done, you'll agree that mine was the best.
Wow.
So go ahead. If you don't agree,
Is it because yours made the news?
I'll make a motion
don't ruin it.
for President Tarpley to go first. Do I get a second?
I'll just go. You guys don't need to be so formal about it, jeez. All right, so the only thing I want to talk about is how rude. No, I'm just kidding. The one thing I want to talk about is maybe wrapping up this scenario room and moving back to the board room, and let's talk about it.
I'm in.
Leaving here and going back to the boardroom for
Going
the
back
next
to
board
our
meetings,
home.
like leaving this area and making all the work for all the staff to come here and just going back to where we belong.
Go to our home. You're not
It
too
is-
good for your home. Oh.
It's a whole lot of
Next
work.
month, we're going back?
I'm just asking for opinions.
It's a whole lot of work, I will tell you, for the staff, IT, my staff, all of them, to set this up every month. And it seems like the society's going back the other direction and going to accept COVID
I'm all
for
for going back to normal.
I am too.
I'm good.
How do you feel? You're okay either way? Don't care?
Dr. Walden,
Fine with me. Fine with you?
President Tarpley, I agree that from a functional standpoint, we should. I personally don't like that boardroom anymore, and I can't wait for the new boardroom to be open. This gives you a lot bigger feeling. When you sit at our dais, especially after we went back that one time, I felt like I was just, you're tight. And when you've gotten used to this, I think it.
I mean, I agree with you.
Yeah.
However, I think that just because we feel that way, we shouldn't put that
No,
tax
understand.
onto
But
the
you're just
staff.
tight. You just feel
employees.
tight up there.
You know, I like you guys, so I'm okay with being tight.
Cozy.
It's cozy. All right, so that's all mine.
I would say that if anybody's like legitimately uncomfortable with it, we shouldn't do it. But I would very much like to go back. Just to be heading in the direction of normal.
Yes.
But also, I do recognize, because a lot of times I stay after the meeting and chat with Tim, he's here for like hours to pack all this stuff up. And a lot of times, eventually he works for another hour or two when we're done with the meeting, and then eventually kind of gives up. And then comes back to the next morning to finish packing up and hauling all this stuff out of here. So, this stuff doesn't all stay, all these microphones and all that equipment
Has to
over
move
here
out.
that he's got all done up. He's got to pack all that up, haul it downstairs, and then take it back to wherever he brings it from.
Does that mean the conference room's already set up with everything? Is that
The boardroom 10, right?
Hey, you've never even been in the boardroom, huh?
Oh, that's
why
right.
You're all looking confused. I'm thinking,
No, we have our own, it's not our
He's
own.
got a
They
place
already
for
are using it. The whole
stays
school
there all the
uses it,
time.
but it's got all the tech
It's
and
the
everything
oldest
set up.
building west of
It's
Hesperia Road.
vintage, but
It was a sales center for Spring Valley Lake, that's how old it is.
it's small.
It used to have a convenience.
We're building a new,
Taj
we're gonna
Mahal.
have a new room when the Ed Center opens. But it's nice, it's fine, it's like small, but it's nice.
We also have some really classy technology
that we paid for.
that's been paid for.
Right,
Correct.
we used
We
it
used it
once.
twice.
One
Once,
meeting.
twice, maybe. Eh. Whatever, it's cool. Why not? So I mean, I just wanted to feel you guys out about this situation, just maybe giving the staff a break and going back to our normal room. I'm all for it.
I'm all
I think
for
we're
it.
good, so let's go ahead and move forward. All right, go ahead, Bess.
All right, so in an attempt to take these meetings to the next level, I'll be presenting my Board of Trustee via video.
Oh my
Your what?
gosh.
Board of trustee, what?
My thing will be via video. Enjoy. Can we dim the lights?
Oh my god. So extra.
Popcorn, please.
Or flashing, it's intermission, let's go.
The two winning teams from the semifinals advanced to the finals on January 22nd. Both teams demonstrated intellectual knowledge, professionalism, and expertise. They impressed judges, attorneys, parents, and community members. I hope each of you are proud of your accomplishments and wish you success in your future endeavors. This year's second place team is Redlands.
Because you can't hear the rest, you have to explain. That's just second place, but it's not Redlands cheering, that's his team cheering. His team and team A. Yes, and then you cannot hear Tim Henry's announcing. So they just posted and he's talking, but you can't hear him. So Brandon's mock trial team won and is going to state.
From the semi.
But you can't hear it because they're screaming so loud, they're talking
Can't
over
hear a thing he
Ted
said.
Alejandre.
Yeah, Redlands wasn't in the room.
That was all
That was
Oak
just
Hills
us,
cheering.
but we went head to head with Redlands versus Oak.
And Redlands has a
So when
history
they
of
said
winning.
Redlands second place, which I think is so stupid they announced it that way.
Motion to adjourn.
Can I
Right,
get a?
if you have like 4 teams, then you announce like second place, and then the suspense builds, then you announce the first, but we had 2 teams, we went head to head, and then they announced second place first, it's like, but,
Well,
so
it-
my kids won, the championship, and now we're off to, state championship. 5 years, the Oak Hills team has been going for 5 years. The Redlands team has won 16 championships.
16?
16 championships.
They
They've
took down
competed
the
for
top
longer
dog.
than that. And so in the final round, we knocked out Redlands.
All right, does that conclude? I'm not trying
That's
to.
it.
Okay,
That's
thank
my
you. Can I get a
presentation.
motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Henderson, a second by Wood,
Is in the paper.
and that is at
It was
8:52.
in the Daily Press. The funny part, Redlands paper.